What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Stay Fishy Friday. You on mute over here? What's up?
Huh?
So you on mute over here? What's up? You didn't say hi, you just wave?
I was busy doing the computer work,
Well,
and
gotta
you took
say
over
hi.
talking. I just looked up and said hi.
Alrighty, let me get my
Good
phone.
evening, everybody. Let me see here. Let me get back to this page here.
Yeah, I'm pulling up stuff on my phone.
Okay.
Running a bit late tonight.
No, actually, it turned 6 o'clock on me. Me and Josh were in the kitchen. We had to run in here, and then he's accusing me of being on mute, and I'm trying to handle the computer work. So, anyways, how you guys doing? I appreciate you all coming here and hanging out.
Got the chat up. If there was anything before, I can't see it.
That's all right
Showing
here.
me.
You can use the mouse and go back.
Yeah.
It's all here on the side.
There.
Okay. And then let me see. We can do the Tracy update, and we need the drinking word of the night. About
A word I haven't even thought of.
MRI.
Want to?
Well, Tracy had her MRI. 2 days ago. We're waiting on the results.
Still haven't got him?
We just got the first part of them, and we can't understand them. So we're waiting for the doctor to call us. It has big words in it, Joshy. I don't understand them. But no, it looks like it's all good news because there's nothing saying that this big word has gotten worse or this big word has gotten larger or this big word has gotten smaller. I mean, these words were like 30 syllables, 30 characters long, and I've never seen them before. So, it looked like it was pretty good, but I don't know. We have to wait until we talk to the doctor for his interpretation. But as far as everything else that's going on with Tracy, she's done really well this week. Let me see. We got she does more of this, when I walk into the room and I start I start talking, I have to walk around her bed. So when I come in and I'm like, "Hi, Tracy," she immediately jumps her eyes up this way and is looking over here. Now, she don't track me all the way around so much, but she seems to be like zoning in on the noise and my voice. And then when I talk to her over here, she'll change her eyes from over here to over here. And she'll like be looking for me and looking at me. Let me see what else. She's been doing that a lot. And even the nurse is like, I put her she puts her in the chair, and then I come into the room and she's like, look, Tracy's looking for you. And she's all got her head bent this way and her eyes all curved up that way trying to find me. So, she's doing a lot more of that. That wasn't as much last week. And she shows more emotion now, like her brushing her teeth. Before, she would lay there and you'd brush her teeth. Now she's like, it's like you can tell she don't like it. And I don't know if it's the toothpaste flavor or the brush in her mouth. I don't know, but she's trying to turn away and bite it, and the nurses have to actually fight her to get her teeth done. So she's definitely showing more emotion there. What else she's showing emotion for? You think of anything else you showing more about?
Not really. You don't really tell me these things. Well, Friday nights.
Let me see.
I get the big stuff. Like I know about the MRI.
Well, the MRI is done, so now we can talk to the doctor, which I sent him a message about the Zolpidem trials, which is supposed to wake a anoxic brain injury person up a level or two of consciousness to where they can actually communicate with you. For, if they do it once a day, it's the first couple hours. And there's many trials on that. Look up anoxic brain injury and Zolpidem, and it'll come up on the internet. There's over 10 years of trials where it's done nothing but good things for anoxic brain injury people. So I'm waiting on the doctor's word for that, because he said after the MRI, then he'll, he was interested in it, but he couldn't say it until after the MRI. So we've got that. And what else here? Remember she got that new vest? It's a vibrating vest, and it goes on and straps on over her shoulders. And it has 3 different sections of vibrating. And man, I'll tell you what, this vest it's a mover and a shaker. This thing shakes. So Tracy's doing this and she's shaking. And what it's supposed to do is shake loose the stuff built up in the lungs. And man, this thing really works. It goes through 10 minutes on each zone, and then it has a drainage section. So then after that, she gets that done twice a day now. And boy, it's really working on her. She has been coughing up stuff and just, it's something else. She's getting clearer and clearer and cleaner and easier to take care of. So, but other than that, I keep talking to her and reading her all the messages. Like on the last video we did with Tracy, there's a lot of things in there for Tracy, and I read them to her and stuff like that. So she's doing really, really good. And we found out that the nurse from, what's that last place she was in? Right here, Parkside Villa. The lead nurse, she quit. Well, she ran into my buddy Dan, Dan's the reason we got her released home here, because they weren't trying to release her to me. They were fighting me on it. I got Dan involved. He used to work there, and he helped get her released home. He ran into her, and she was like, how's Tracy doing? I had my doubts and this and that, and Dan told her how well she's doing, and she was flabbergasted. So, all these naysayers and doubters, she's given her, that's why I was told after a year, go ahead and pull the plug, And I get that. I understand that, because why would anybody want to live like that? But if after a year you're still showing improvements, why would you pull the plug and take away her chance? If she's showing improvements, give her more time. If she levels off and she don't get no better and that's the best as it's ever going to get, I get it, but there's no plug to pull now. Now you actually have to basically commit murder, because she's off the ventilator. She's living on her own. So there's no way to pull the plug on Tracy like these people have wanted me to do. And, she's on her own. She's breathing on her own. She's taking care. As long as we feed her, she is getting by, and she is hundreds of baby steps in the right direction constantly. It's always something good. It's never been a week or a month or a year where she hasn't done no improvement. It hasn't been that at all. So, of course, I'm going to keep taking care of her. Of course, I'm going to keep fighting for her. Give her the time as long as she's fighting. The doctors, when this first happened, said to pull the plug. And, they had our whole family just blubbering in tears. It was crazy. And, they said she'd never come off of those machines. And she came off of every single one of them. She ain't on one machine now, other than the suction machine to suction her out. If you hear Tracy cough, let me know, because if I don't hear it, I need to suction it. So yeah, of course we're going to keep giving her more time, because she's progressing. And if it takes, 3-4 years, so be it. If she can come back just a little bit to where she can communicate, she'll have a great rest of her life with us, because we will figure out a language around what she can do, and be able to feed her what she wants, be able to have fun with her, be able to, see her grandchildren, all that kind of stuff. So, it's just, I hate all these people saying you should just pull the plug. I hate that. You don't know the circumstances, and you don't know if she can come back or not, The doctors were already proved to be wrong. They said she'd never come off the machines. Well, she did that within a week and a half. She was off all the machines except for the respirator. And then the nursing homes wouldn't let me take her off the respirator until I got her home here. And then we worked with the doctors and weaned her off. And it was so easy to wean her off. She didn't need it the whole time. So once we took her off of it, she never went back on it. She just stayed off, because the doctor was like, take it off for an hour or two. If her vitals start going up, put it back on. We took it off. It was off all day. We put it on for nighttime in case I fell asleep. But then the next day it was off all day again. So I stayed awake that second night all night long, not getting my 10-minute naps or nothing. And she didn't need it. She was off of it for 24 hours, 36 hours straight, where, she didn't need to be on it. So we just stopped giving it to her, and the doctor was amazed. The nurses were amazed, and, she's been like that ever since. And now we've got her down on 2.5 liters of oxygen we're giving to her in her trach mask. And, when she's in her chair, she don't even use that. She goes around the block. She don't use that. She don't use it at all. I mean, she's really doing good. So she is at the top of the vegetative state. There's nothing left to be done. She's surpassed every obstacle in the vegetative state. We're waiting for her to come around more to where she closes her eyes for yes, or squeezes our hands for yes, and then we can show the doctor that. Once she hits that milestone, she moves into the semi-conscious state where she can, you know, try and use a comb and try and, you know, maybe not be able to do it, but try and comb her hair, that type of stuff. And we'd have to help her, you know, get through all that. But that's when the what do you call that? When the recovery, physical therapy comes in. And we'll have a physical therapist then. So yeah, it's we're real close to that. We're just waiting on her and giving her all the time that she needs. So there's our Tracy update. She's our, you know, I don't even see her as, you know, an ex-wife or a girlfriend or nothing. No, she's like my daughter that just needs me, you know. So I take care of her. That's Tracy. She's doing good, and I'm happy with her progress, and we of course we will keep taking care of her. MRI.
Chris Hoffman, $2 says, "Where the hell has Salty and Droopy Balls been?"
Who's that?
That's on you.
That was Reaper and Hoover, I think. Yeah, that's it. Hoover went up to Cleveland and started working with somebody. And then he got COVID, so he couldn't come back here because of Tracy. So he's going to be gone for probably another 5 days, and then he'll be back around. Reaper, he was here today for about an hour, and you know he left. I don't know. You know, we're just here. We take care of things.
Someone was asking about advice on breeding plecos. 46 plecos. I don't know about that exact breeding.
Yeah, we don't know the numbers. You know what I'm saying?
All of them are virtually the same. I mean, you have a male that can hold down a female, and you give them caves to hide in, and they'll do their...
But on that, you need a cave big enough for two of them to fit in, but not too big that the male can't latch onto the sides and hold the female down. So, you know, it's got to be a tight fit for two to go in there. Then the male will breed with them. It could be a semi-loose fit, but, you know, they'll grow into it or whatever. But you can't have a huge cave and expect them to breed because the male has to hold the female down somehow. So you need as small a cave as possible, and then good water quality, of course. With any breeding aspect, you need good water quality, or they're not going to try and breed, or they're not going to want to, or whatever, you know. If they're living in their own pee water and soot and dirt and filth, would you want to breed? So good water quality is always good. Anything else?
So I just counted something. In a matter of less than 30 seconds, you said water 4 times. Okay? Now,
okay, so let's change
exactly
the word to water. I'm right there with you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Great minds think alike. The drinking word is water.
Chris Hoffman again, $2 says, any special feeding requirements for a 3-inch tigrinus? With smaller tigrinus juveniles, what you need the most is to have them abundant supply of food at all times. I've had them on, you know, frozen foods and, you know, live at that time. But your biggest thing is to feed them multiple times a day. Always keep them with a little bit of a bump in their stomach. Not so much that they want to throw it back up, but you just keep that food in their stomach to where they're constantly putting weight on. That's where a lot of people go wrong with the tigrinus, and they're always like, well, how do you grow them out? They're hard to keep alive.
Same thing with the baby African arrows.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be fed constantly all day long.
But yeah, you got good water and food, your tigrinus will do just fine.
And if you can, you know, feed them like bloodworms or piles of brine shrimp that are live. You know, live food. You know, the best as you can give them.
Every one's a bit the difference. Some might take worms. You might get one that only eat tilapia, or, you know, just try it all. I see a couple of you guys talking about my my hut dyer here. Well, I got this jacket on because I'm keeping my shirt a fugitive right now. I'm waiting to see if Jeff comes in the chat, but I don't know if he is tonight. So we can go ahead and unveil it for him. But I got this shirt in the mail, and I see it, and it's bright orange. So I'm like, oh, those look like Brown's colors, right? He just sent me the stuff for the baby. It was all decked out in browns. So he sent me a shirt. And this guy, a comedian, Read the shirt.
I can't read that.
All right.
Rebuilding?
Read it backwards. Rebuilding since 1964. Cleveland Browns.
You ain't lying.
No,
That's hilarious.
Gonna wear it with pride, because you know what? There's always next year, and we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
You know what? I gotta say one thing. I saw your video in the baby room, and the first video I saw of that baby room, I thought it was the light giving a texture on the wall, and now the whole wall's got this texture on it. Your woman has painted that wall. It looks exactly like underwater.
I did.
You did that? Wait.
She's
You ain't got no painting talent.
She's doing the mural.
How did you do the wall like that?
So before on the wall, we picked out the color. And we went through probably about 100 different samples or whatever.
Oh, before he goes on, how's the sound tonight, guys? Good.
The paint went on over a eggshell paint.
Right.
And I did it with a 3/4 inch nap roller, so it gave it a texture on the wall. And I tried going with the highest gloss paint that I could
But
find.
how do you get all these little facets that are in the wall all the way down? It looks like water shimmering. Or was that the light again?
Don't know what you're talking about. The only thing that's the light
wall
is the top 3 foot.
Okay, the
the
wall
light.
is blue, and then there's like these little white lines that looks like you're looking into the ocean. Little white lines all over the place.
If it's the whole wall, I don't know. If it's the top 3 foot, then it's the light.
Well, it looks really good. Oh my goodness.
Jim Sheasley, $5 says best fish for eating hair algae.
Was that the hair algae? It's just the long algae, the green, or the blackbeard algae?
So
Black.
for the hair algae is the green stuff you have in the pond out back.
That's
So
koi.
for any sort of algae, no matter if it's blackbeard or hair algae, your Chinese algae eaters are going to do the best.
I agree.
They max out at about 6-7 inches long.
But that's after 10 years of growth. I've always seen them 2-3 inches, little skinny ones.
Yeah.
We've got one huge one back there, and I don't know how long that one was with the previous owner, but I've never seen one that big, and it's 6 inches.
That does the best. There's some plecos out there, but the plecos produce more waste than they actually eat, so they're not too great at having a cleanup crew.
You trimmed your beard.
I did that like a week ago. I did it first day of spring.
Wow, there's springs here. It's 40 degrees outside and rainy.
First day of spring was like
wow,
last week. Yeah, I came over. You didn't even notice it. I went home and Brittany was like, "So, what'd your dad say about cutting your beard?"
I didn't even notice it.
Didn't even notice.
I just noticed now. I'm looking up there and I'm like, looks like he has no hair. And I look over to you. I'm like, look at that.
Yep, I grow her out for winter. Spring comes along, she's gone. Amy Maxwell, $10 says, my cichlids have been feeding on frozen cichlid food, and now I haven't been able to find that in the sites anymore. I do feed them shrimp, but the pellets they will not eat. Is just shrimp okay? Shrimp, it is okay. It's a tad bit expensive. Around here, it's $6 a pound right now. If you're comfortable with that, you can for sure feed them shrimp. You can try other cut fish. The cichlids are kind of eat pretty much anything. If they're not eating a certain type of pellet, you can try a different kind of pellet. They might just not like that brand. So yeah, if you got them eating on shrimp, that's perfectly fine.
Someone's asking about a tour again. We really aren't open to the public for tours. We're sitting here, we're trying to move a tank, or we're cleaning out the inside, and then all of a sudden somebody knocks at the door, and now for the next hour we're showing them around, and then they leave, and then we go back to trying to get this job done. Then somebody else knocks at the door, and it's another tour. So I had to shut tours down. Period. And I've been doing it, every once in a while by appointment, and someone's coming in from Florida or California, and they'll be in the town. Well, I'll try and make waves to accommodate them while they're in town. But tours, yeah, I'm sure everyone enjoys them and likes them and stuff like that. But it is I don't want to say worst thing that happens to us since we grew big, but it is the thing that became the hardest thing for us to handle since we got big, because there's just so many people that want to come see it, and I can't accommodate everybody. So when the nurses, I had Mara was gone for a month. When she was gone, I shut down all tours, and I've been slowly booking appointments basically since then. And I just turned away. Two people showed up yesterday to do a tour. And I'm like, did you have an appointment or something? I mean, who are you? Why are you here? And they said for a tour, and they didn't have an appointment. They were just driving by. I'm like, I'm sorry. There's no nurse here. I cannot go out back to show you anything. And I don't have no volunteers here to, let you show around. So, I mean, there's nothing I can do for you right now. And they had to leave. They wasted their time coming here because, I mean, I'm living under a certain set of rules. I cannot leave Tracy in here by herself. And if I don't have, volunteers here or, my nurse here, then I can't help anyone. I've been doing it by appointments only and few and far between. Like I just booked 2 today, and it's just hard and rough. You'd be better off waiting till later when things get back open. And I have, we got another nurse we're interviewing right now, and she's going to work 2 days a week here. So that's going to help. We've still got more hours. So if anybody's out there that's a nurse that wants to work here instead of at a nursing home or something, it's much better here. We've still got more hours to pay. Actually, we got 48 hours a week, and then she wants to take 2 of those days. So that gives us another 3 days a week we've got open that the waiver program is willing to pay for. So
someone brought up a good idea. Says, how are the flagtails with that algae? The flagtails do great as well. They will clean up at algae. They're more. I like them better for biofilm.
I'll agree with.
We got
what he means by biofilm is you look in your tank and you can see the top water, and you see like a haze on that water. You'll see the flagtail going up there, and he'll just suck on that and just keep opening and sucking in the top, and he's eating all that biofilm, and then the whole top of the tank becomes crystal clear. All that, it looks like white fungus floating at the top.
Also attaches to your windows and
yes,
all over the tank.
But you see it mostly on top, so that's what I'm trying to bring up to you guys so you know what I'm talking about, and that's what the flagtails are best for. As far as algae, yes, they have been known to eat algae, but they're not algae cleaners for the tank.
Richard Macy says, $2. It's not much, boys, but I love the daily updates.
Thank you, Richard. And you know what? It don't matter. $2 you're trying to help. It's the it's the thought that counts, and of course every single penny helps. Get us more things. The more money we can make, the more things we can do. Like right now, we're getting close to fulfilling all the bills to where none of it has to come out of my pocket. So then, as the YouTube makes more money. Because I've spent all the YouTube money on the rescue. As the YouTube makes more money, we'll be able to do more things. Like everyone complains at us, hey, your tanks are bare. There's no decorations. Well, we don't need decorations to rescue fish. So yeah, if we had spare money, mad money, then yeah, we can spend it on like Universal Rocks backgrounds and get a perfect piece of driftwood in there and buy live plants to put in there and make it look beautiful. Like that fish's original, where it came from, area. And recreate its original, texture of where it comes from. That would be nice, but that's a luxury people don't understand. Medication is a priority. Taking care of the electric, water, sewer bill is a priority. Taking care of food bill is a priority. Our food bills, well, it was $6.50. That was like 4 months ago. So I don't know what it's done with this new higher food cost. So it's probably about $7.50 a month now. And they need food. They don't need a background. Basically, the fish are fine in the water they are, and the aesthetics are for the people that own them. Oh, that's a pretty tank, but that tank's pretty boring. Either way, the fish will live, they will eat, and they will, do their thing in that water, whether it had a background or not. It's more for aesthetics. So we see that as a secondary We don't have mad money yet. We don't. Otherwise, I'd be hiring people. I need to hire, I wouldn't say a personal assistant, but we need somebody to follow us around and video everything and then edit all this stuff and get the best parts of the day into that editing. Right now, we work our butts off and then we decide, okay, let's do this project and we'll put that on the video. And then we video that project. Well, maybe 2 hours earlier, we were laughing our butts off and, that something happened or whatever. That's what we need, is somebody to come here and handle the internet for us, handle the editing and the filming, a single person. Maybe later on in life when we're making the big money, if we ever get to that point, we can hire a videographer and a person just to answer questions on the internet, because that takes many hours of my life. When I take care of Tracy, say 4:00 in the morning, I go back to my room, I sit there and I answer questions on the internet all day long or all night long until I fall asleep again. And then her alarm goes off and I get back up, take care of Tracy. I come back in my room and I go back on the internet. I'm either doing the messenger messages or the, you got Snapchat messages. He handles the TikTok. You've got, what's the other one? Instagram messages. And I don't even barely get to them. I'm handling the YouTube messages, the Ohio Fish Rescue page messages. I hate that. And then we have the Facebook messages. Then we have messenger messages. And then I have all my phone call messages and contacts that I have to answer, all that kind of stuff. It's just nonstop. So we need to hire people to take this, because we grew way too big for just the two of us to handle. And yeah, every once in a while we get a volunteer or two here, but they're not here daily or weekly to where they know what to do. They're basically, can you pick that up? Can you hand me that? Can you clean the glass of this? That kind of stuff. So, we need individual jobs. If we're going to grow, we need people like that out there, so, I forget what the original question was, but I'm done.
Jim Cheesley, $5 says, when I get well, I'll volunteer to give tours for you.
Jim, that would be awesome, because then I can say, hey, Saturdays from noon till 5, come on by. And the problem is, what was it, just last week, we had 4 tours here at the same time. Christy was running the tour, Reaper was running the tour. We had the other 3 were just walking around. And you know what? Those people left without pictures of them with us. Usually we always take pictures with them, hug them, give them a thumbs up, and they take pictures with Josh. These people drove from New York, from, was it Maryland or Connecticut?
No idea.
It was one of those. It was like an 8-hour drive, and didn't get pictures with us. Because, without us walking around, we don't know when they leave. We just see a bunch of people walking around, and we were continuing working. So that was rough. We can't keep doing that. People deserve to have their time here, and then you're here with us. You can get a picture with us, signed paper, all that kind of stuff. So, it's just rough. We need more help, and we need YouTube to kick off better and pay us a little more, and we could cover all the bills and then hire somebody,
John Boy said, Big Rich, that 4,000 used to be my close friends from Newton, New York. Glad to see it getting good use.
What was his name?
Who?
Not Stingray Biology, H2O
H2O
Aquatics.
Aquatics. He's probably referring to the dude that bought it from H2O.
I bought it from H2O.
No, beforehand. It was put in the guy's house in his kitchen. He sold his car.
Okay, yes. The tank was bought brand new, and the guy, I guess, sold 2 of his cars. And one was a Corvette and one was like a Maserati or something. And he took that money and bought this fish tank. It was $150,000, $147,000. And he put this into the wall of his kitchen from his garage. Had all the filtration, everything with it. H2O Aquatics installed it for him, and then after a while, he ended up selling it back to H2O Aquatics. I got it from H2O Aquatics. What was his name anyway? Mike from H2O Aquatics, yes. And he was the one breeding stingrays, and that's where we bought our original stingrays from to breed. And we were breeding stingrays for a while before this rescue thing. So that's where I got the tank from. And so there's 2 people. It could have been Mike from H2O Aquatics or the guy that originally owned it in the house, which was beautiful. It was set up saltwater. Oh my God, it was beautiful. I didn't get the the saltwater pieces that were in there. It looks like these ones back here, but they were huge, like 14 foot long and 6 foot tall, 5 foot tall. And they were inside that tank. And, you know, it was covered with yellow tangs and clown loaches and, you know, what's dory? The dory fish.
The hippo tank?
Hippo tanks. It had like 20 of them in there. I mean, this tank was beautiful. I've got all the pictures from it. So it's one of those two people that was your buddy out there in New York.
It was Kerry Myers that was in his home.
Ah, that's the original guy that bought it. Yeah, that tank was set up beautiful then. I mean, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to have to, you know what, next week or the week after, I'll have the background set up and I can show these pictures. I have the pictures, and it was just amazing there. You know, has he...
It was all salt, though.
It was salt water. But has he followed along and knows where the tank is now and how you know it's doing so much good? Let me know about that. I'd actually like to have him here. You know, that would be nice. Okay, Fishing with Dano says, still no Squiggy? Okay, listen. We've seen him twice since then. And we chased him down, and we have not caught him. But he is there. One day, me and Reaper were sitting there, and all of a sudden, the plants around the pool started moving, like, viciously. And I'm like, oh, and we go running over there, and we're looking and looking and looking through them. And then all of a sudden, we can't find them, and no plants are moving anywhere. So we didn't find him there. The other time, he was in the tree next to the hot tub, and he jumped over, and because I went to go get him, and he jumped over onto the couch and disappeared under the tanks and was gone. We've never seen him again. So he's out there. He did not, you know, reach an early demise. He's out there. We just got to be able to catch him. Okay, what else?
We've got Lori Kish, $5. Says, hit the like button, everyone. 300 people on and 80 likes. Let's fix this. Well, thanks, Lori.
Thank you, Lori. She's you know, all of our mods are doing great. I don't have to basically even log on to the Ohio Fish Rescue forum, but I do, and I try and help out when I can. Like in the middle of the night, I'm doing a lot of things in the middle of the night, and you know, they've got it handled. They're taking care of things, so I appreciate our mods. And Lori's our head mod.
Someone asked about why don't you put dividers in the puffer tank and put them both together.
That was your idea this week.
Yeah, so my deal with that is, you know, both of these puffers were kept with other fish at their previous home. Just so happened it was the same guy, Eric. Either he's playing a cruel joke on us, but
yeah,
no.
I think he's playing a cruel joke.
But I was going to put a divider in there and give Lavaca the big side, give the small Fahaka the smaller side, because I've seen videos, I've done research, and I've seen them live peacefully together. My idea is if you have them in the same tank, in the same water, if they get used to do each other, and they don't end up trying to bust down the divider, because you'll see either Lavaca trying to go after the other one or the small one trying to get through, and if you see temperament like that, we're not going to do it. But if we have the divider up for weeks and weeks and weeks and there's no issues, I'll try it for a day and, you know, start it in the beginning of the day and watch them throughout the day and see how that goes, because it would be awesome to have them both together.
Okay, here's a really good question. Rusty Shackelford says, does Ohio have any restriction laws against keeping any native species? West Virginia did this past year. Okay, there's two parts to that question. One, the original part is if you have, like, say you're going out perch fishing and there's a 6 perch, you know, limit. As long as you keep less than 6 perch in your tank at home, you're allowed to keep them. Now, two, I talked to the Department of Wildlife, and I actually talked to the chief, and she's going to write me a year-long permit that I can have any kind of native fish at our place possible. I actually told her I don't really need that because when we get them in, we rehome them and they're easy to do. We can actually, if they didn't come out of a fish tank, somebody caught it and brought it home, we can release them back in the waterways. But what I need is a blanket coverage for all the CITES list.
Invasive and CITES.
Invasive fish and CITES list fish. Because we get in things and, you know, like the zoo is allowed to have snakeheads. We're not. I would like to have that type of permit where no matter what somebody brings us as rescue, if it's something rare or unusual or not allowed anywhere else, it would be nice to be seen here. Everybody can enjoy it and watch it grow here. You know, say we got a 1 foot snakehead or even an 8-inch snakehead, and we grow it out to 3 foot, and he's in a tank by himself and living his best life and doing great, blah, blah, blah. It can never get back into the waterways. It's an invasive species. I would like that kind of permit. And the feds are so much harder to work with. There's like 127 different permits. So when I called them, I'm trying to get a permit for, this or that. And they don't know what you're supposed to have. I'm like, just tell me what permit to get and I'll get it. And they're like, well, I don't know. Are you doing rehabilitation? I'm like, sometimes. Don't answer the question. Are you helping these fish out and return them to the wild? No, because they're invasive species and they're from different parts of the world. And I'd like to just keep them until they pass on their own, and keep them here for people to see and see how that species is and stuff like that for education and all. Oh, you need an educational permit. And we look up into that and they're like, oh, that won't cover this species or that species. I'm like, well, I need a permit, guys. So that was my whole permit thing with the feds last year, and it was crazy. And I ended up getting 2 permits that will basically blanket cover what we do have in, but I can't have snakeheads. I can't have what's the other super rare, super against CITES 1 fish that we can't have here.
Asian arrows.
Asian arrows. I want Asian arrows. We got a company from Canada willing to donate us a super red Asian arrow. We need to get the permits for that, and I cannot get the permit for that. It's killing me. So them are the 2 fish I'd like to have permits for. I mean, we have a permit for an Australian lungfish. Our buddy took care of that for us, and that was from
Lone Star.
Thank you, Lone Star Exotic Fish. And they gave us the fish with the permit already taken care of, CITES permit. So we've got the plaque to hang on the wall and all that kind of stuff. Now, a lot of people get things wrong with the permits. Oh, just because it's on CITES, you're not allowed to have it. You are allowed to have it. You're not allowed to sell or transport them across state lines, So
CITES 2, that is.
CITES 2, right.
Not 1.
So, we've had people call and try and turn us in because, we have an Arapaima here and stuff like that. I mean, we work with Wildlife Patrol and we work with the Department of Agriculture. So, these people, they make their calls, and then all of a sudden I get a call from one of these guys and we work right with them. And, we don't do anything illegal. I've got way too much to lose if I do something illegal, Plus, everything that we do is on Facebook daily or YouTube daily. You'd have to be an ignoramus to have something illegal that could get out on the internet. Come on, guys. Nothing we do is illegal at all. So for the few Karens that call, you can stop calling now.
We got a question for you from Boss Aquatics. Says, Rich, what's the future goals for the rescue? Where do you see it in the next 5 years?
What's up, buddy? Future goals. The ultimate goals is to move everything and get government grants and open up a public aquarium where all of our stuff can be on display and we still run the rescue behind the scenes. So I would love to have, Strongsville Aquarium right here and supply all the fish, supply all the workers, supply all that, take care of everything. I run that, but I'm actually behind the scenes with the rescue doing fish rescue because all the other 99.9% of all other public aquariums stop taking from the public. Now, they still will if you have something super rare. They won't take your pacus or your clown knives or your, iridescent sharks. You call them and they'll be like, no. They stopped doing that like 10 years ago. But if you've got something super rare, a 6-foot electric eel, and theirs just died, 3 years ago, they'll take that because they want it. So that's the only thing. They stopped taking because of all the problems they were getting, the diseases they were getting, parasites they were getting. It wasn't worth the trouble from taking from the public. So now if I have a public aquarium and then run my rescue out of the back, and then we just have an awesome quarantine system, that's where I would like to end up in 5 years. We need grant writers, people. Grant writers. we would build the bestest public aquarium ever. Big old touch pond in the middle, a rainforest section, a tunnel section, a display of awesome tanks you can have for your home section,
The possibilities are endless.
Right.
So there's some good comments in here. We've got Felipe Move says only illegal stuff in OFR is Big Rich's mullet. Karen Cole says I didn't call. LOL.
I'm sorry, Karen. That's one of the funniest messages of the night. Oh, that's awesome, Karen. Thank you for that laugh. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Dave Steinbach says would love to see a muskie or northern pike at OFR. If we end up rescuing one, we will. I mean, we could always go and fish for them in the local waterway.
But why do that? Why take a fish out of the public waterways?
Right.
It's just not.
And
you're being selfish at that point. That fish is not living. You're taking it out of the wild in its own natural habitat where it can meet mates and have babies and live a great life, and putting them into a jail cell. Now if they sell them at the pet store and they've never been in the wild, and we rescue them from somebody because they got too big, that's a different story. We'll give them a better life than the jail cell they were in. That's all.
Someone's asking about Big Mike the Arrow and if it's still here.
Still in the pool pond. We actually added a second one in there with him because we had a bigger arrow, and Big Mike was the second arrow in the pool pond, but we had gotten them Spider-Man little fishing poles, and it had a piece of plastic at the end, like a plastic weight, and someone just threw it in there, and I'm like, no, bring that back and I'll tie you a piece of tilapia to the end of the string. But on the way back in, that arrow jumped at it and took that piece of plastic and busted the string, and then he swallowed it. And then we found him 5 days later, dead at the bottom of the tank. So there was nothing we can do about that one. So nothing foreign goes into our pool pond. So Big Mike is now the biggest one out there, and we put another one from the 4400 out there. So there's two of them, together, and they're doing good.
Patrick Forget says the muskie is known as the 10,000 cast fish. You have to cast 10,000 times before you catch that fish. So if you got the time, be my guest. Well, it only takes you 10,000 casts if you don't know what you're doing. You got to be a good fisherman to catch a muskie.
Oh, don't say that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No. Oh, that's horrible, Josh. You have my permission. Let him have it.
I've got a friend or two who's pretty good at muskie catching.
Yeah, Russ is awesome. He shows pictures all the time of what he catches, but he releases.
He does northern pike.
Yeah.
So the muskie, you got to go a little bit deeper. I lost my question.
Okay, the Pahaka guy says Pahakas are way more aggressive than MBU. We know that. We know that big time. Pahakas are pretty much the most aggressive freshwater puffer you can get, and they are evil. But Josh has physically seen them living in a community tank twice now. So,
and they were a couple months back. So
yeah. So here's the thing: are they going to live like that until they snap one day and kill everything in the tank? Probably. That's why I'm not willing to go that route. Pahakas are mean. Now, Maboos, I found out that 3 or more together will get along. 2 won't. So that's our mistake with putting Lavaca in with what was his name? Our original puffer.
Pittsburgh, thank you.
So putting Lavaca in with Pittsburgh was our mistake, and we didn't know better. And it's ignorance is pretty much how every accident happens. So now, well, Pittsburgh ended up dying, I think a year later of old age because he's really old. But now we got Lavatka, so if we get 2 more Mabu puffers, we can put them together in one big tank and they'd live out a happy life. But as far as the Fahaka, I think it's going to have to be singularly all of its life. All right, what's the next question? Oh, somebody said, are we going to the Mammoth Cave Aquarium Expo? And that's a definite yes. Here's the doubt. We don't know if it's going to be Josh going or Reaper going with me. So
when is it?
We are definitely going. I don't know. Look it up. Mammoth Cave Aquarium Expo.
I think it's in May.
May 5th and 6th, I believe. I don't know. But Josh didn't go last year. Reaper did. Reaper and his wife went with me to Chicago. And no, that was Dallas. So Josh got to go to Chicago Aquashella with us. So, I always give Josh first dibs. Oh, Eric says from the Headache Aquarium hole, maybe when we settle in Tennessee, we can take the Fahaka back. Of course, Eric, you can, of course. I know it'll be well taken care of, so I have no problems with that. You can take her back.
Come back and take a lot of stuff you like back.
Yeah, I told you when you get set up at your next house, we would help you with a lot of fish, a lot of tank parts, tanks, whatever you need. You donated your whole entire fish room to us because of this move. So if we can't help you out, set up your new fish room, what kind of friends are we? So I have what you need. Get a hold of me.
And yes, okay. You guys can see all over YouTube, there's other people who have these puffers in community tanks and yada, yada, yada. Each one is different.
Yeah. Harry Banana says, I bet you guys can't say, hey, you guys, without doing it the sloth voice. Try it. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys. Yes, it can be done, but it sounds better. Hey, you guys. Of course. Brooke Holly says, is there some kind of zoo permit? Yes, some of those permits are like $25,000 a year. So,
but with the zoo permits, you have to be a part of the zoological society, and you have to be an active member, which is a hard thing to even get accepted into, and then you can apply for those permits, which are expensive.
Yeah, so we're not looking for a full coverage permit. I'm looking for a single fish or 2 fish on this permit that they make special for us or something. Once they get involved with us and see what we're doing, I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem with it. They just need to know the right way to write it up and then, charge us. So it's the feds.
Got a good question here. Where do fish live?
In our fish tanks, in the water.
There you go. Benjamin Keene said, Josh, so happy for you and your fiance. Baby life is the best. Thank you.
Oh, yes, and a Wells catfish. I would love to have a federal permit for an Asian Wells. Because we can still buy albino Asian Wells cats. Even though they're illegal here, we know where we can buy them,
The Fokker guy, $10, says, didn't mean to come off as in don't do it. Y'all are smart and would take the right precautions. Much love. No, we just see comments sometimes and we want to
gotta straighten things out. Yeah, that's all. Not putting anybody down by no means. Don't think that. Okay, OGB Foster says the thought of having to move Brutus somewheres. Oh, I would love that. I would go in there and have a whole net to put him in and on the ground and get him over here with the food. And then all 4 of us would pick up the net. He'd be trapped in that section. I'd put him into a sling net. We'd close that sling up just as easy as that. Pick him up, give him a kiss on the cheek, and then put him in his tub. Right? It's that easy.
You caught you. You said Chinese wells. You were talking about a European wells.
European wells, not Chinese wells. I'm sorry. Chinese wells only get to about 30 inches or so, maybe 36 if they get oversized.
I've heard 5 foot.
I've heard that too,
but I've never seen it.
Never seen it. Yeah.
The most I've seen was 3 foot. Someone says, "What do you think a good sized tank for a flagtail is, Rich?"
At least a 125. You know, have him with. Why?
Flagtails can get over 24 inches.
We've had flagtails for years, and they're not over 10 inches, 12 inches. Years.
We've had
maybe they could
large ones about.
But
18.
I'm telling you, if we have a flagtail and we buy it at 3 inches, it's going to be 10, 15 years before it may need to be upgraded. You know what I'm saying? If I see a flagtail on 125 and he's 6 inches, he's doing good.
Yeah, but when he's 16,
10, 15
18,
years later,
20, getting closer to death, it's a bigger tank. Falcon guy's asking if you've seen Rod move.
yes.
Yes, and he sold.
That's why I was laughing about the whole. Oh, it's easy. Put the airplane in a pen and then put it in a sling net. Pick him up, give him a kiss on the cheek. Because I just watched Rod move on airplane.
Yeah, he sold his big round tank to Paul Cafaro. That big 12,000. He's cutting up and taking to New York. I don't think nobody wanted to purchase that one.
I told him I wanted it, but you know, no one wanted to purchase it at his price. He wanted like 30 grand.
Shalala Harrison says, "Josh, when your daughter gets older, would you let her swim in the monster pond?" I'll let her do whatever she wants. She might not even
Within
like
reason.
fish. So, I mean, she could hate it. And in that case, then no. But if she wants to, then yeah. Scott Schmidt said, "Would love to see you guys at the Keystone Clash."
I've never even heard of that.
I've heard about it. Never been though. I think
You know what you guys can do? Even if it's under a YouTube thing, send us these shows that we've never heard of. Send it. Even if you think we heard of it, send it in case we haven't heard of it. And then we can mark it on our calendar for the shows for the year. You know? Keystone Clash. Well, maybe I've heard of that before. It sounds familiar now.
Chris Biggs always talked about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been 2 years ago then.
James Stewart says, "Any advice on to get my clown loaches to grow faster?" No, they are slow growing.
Very slow growing.
They just
feed them live. You know, bloodworms and stuff like that. That'll be the fastest they'll grow. You can feed them pellets. You can feed them flakes, and they'll slow down on the growth. You want them to grow fast. It ain't going to be much faster, but feed them live, and they'll grow the fastest they can. Keep them in a big tank with lots of water movement. I can't see these glasses.
Harry Banana says, "Who here would pay to see Bigrich and Hoover mud wrestle in the Speedos?"
Wouldn't be much of a rustle. Hoover going down. Quick, too.
What's your thoughts on beta sororities and a planted 40-gallon breeder, Rich? What stocking option would you go for?
A 40-gallon breeder?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'd fill it with 20 clown loaches and power feed them so they get bigger for my other tanks. I don't get into nanofish. I mean, I can say guppies and mollies and stuff like that, but I don't get into them. You know, I don't know. I don't have many small tanks. You know, sorry. And I have all my mollies and guppies and stuff like that in like a 150. So.
But beta sororities are cool. They can be fun.
Oh yeah,
and active. Someone's asking when you're going to cut that long hair off.
You want me to cut all this? I don't think so. I cut this for the brain surgery, and I can't let it grow back. It's so curly that it grows out into this like afro type thing before it gets long enough to start falling. So I have never been able to get this back to the side. I used to be able to take this hair right here on the side and pull it back and put it in a ponytail. and then this hair in the back would come down in his second ponytail, and then my hair on top would part in the middle and feather back. I can't get back to that because I can't get past that growth state. It's just so terrible, you know.
Oh, Dad, I don't want you to get excited now, but your girlfriend has entered the chat.
Who?
King of DIY.
Hi, Joey.
He said, "Come to Canada."
I would love to. Here, let me put up. I've got a thing for him. Let me put this on here.
Wait until you see how it's spelled.
Let's put this on. There he is. There's Joey. He's here. Everyone say hi, Joey. What?
You gonna blow him some kisses?
Are
up
you?
There? No, he's not my girlfriend.
Well, I can't help it. I love Joey. You know, and he's got such a controversial following. There's people that will fight and kill for him, and then there's other people that are like, oh, he's this and that. You know, and it gets me mad. Why do you have to bring that into? If the guy helps out and does all this stuff, just say something nice or don't say nothing at all. You know?
So there was a question in the chat a little bit earlier asking if there was any news on Joey coming to visit OFR anytime soon.
Yes, there is news on that. And we'll let Joey fill it in. Go ahead, Joe. You got this. You want to call in?
That's funny. I lost my spot.
Nothing new about that.
Any cool ideas for a 7-foot tank? That depends on the footprint. Honestly, it could be set 7 by 7.
If you got 7 foot by 2 foot, you can't put nothing more than an 18-inch fish in there. You got to remember, they got to turn around. And like a pacu can't bend. Like a clown knife can go up and bend and turn around in like 8 inches. But that same size. Oh. Hi, Joey. How you doing, buddy? Stop it. You stop it.
Told you. Boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh, man, he's funny. He answers. I answer the phone. He goes, "Take your shirt off." He's just funny. Oh. How you been, brother?
All right. There was a question here.
Cool, but hey, you know what I'd like to work on is, we've got a way where we had people calling in before, and on this OBS software, we can get them in there by doing a virtual camera and all that kind of stuff, but you can't see, you know, like when we do it through StreamYards, and like your podcast, we do it, I think that's StreamYards too. It's instantaneous. I see you, you see me. But on here, we see you, or I'm sorry, we see you. You're coming in your camera, and then you can talk and we can talk, but you can't see us at all. You know, like when I did Chris Biggs, it was a black screen he was talking to, and if he'd watch the stream, then it's 20-second delay or something. You know, so it was kind of the dress code. There is no dress code.
He's gonna.
You want to show up in a Playboy bunny outfit? You're more than welcome to, buddy. Oh, Joey says he got a new tattoo on his chest of me. If you get a tattoo of me on your arm, I'll get my first tattoo of you on my arm. How about that? I don't have a tattoo at all, ever. I mean, I've got nothing here. He says he'll get a king tattoo, and I got to get a queen tattoo. And then Josh has to get a princess tattoo. Oh, that's funny. Oh, so yeah, I'd like to work it out and find a way that we can get this done to where we can accept calls, you know?
You either got to put him on speakerphone and get back to the stream, or get back to the stream.
Right.
I got a question here I'm waiting to read, but I can't do it while you're talking.
Right. Well, I don't know why OBS and StreamYards are so different.
Sorry,
StreamYards
guys.
charges like $39 a month, and you know you still got, you know, you have to pay for the like $79 a month one to have, you know, call in people and all that kind of stuff. It's, you know, I don't pay nothing for OBS software, and it does great, except for I'm having problems getting, you know, calling people in. I need to get that worked out.
Your people are getting angry. Or you can step in the other room and I can, take over the stream. There you go. There you go.
So,
Great idea,
Let me
guys.
ask one question.
Oh,
I will take your advice on that. But when are you coming?
All right, so we got a question
Oh,
from
no. Let me
Corey
read.
Swift.
Rephrase that.
Further away, buddy.
When are you coming here?
From Corey Swift. He said, "Hey, Fishy Fam. So I got a longer question. I have a sump on my 180. The return is supposed to be a return rate of 900 gallons per hour. That's at the pump itself. But what would you guys guess the actual return rate is with 5 90-degree elbows and about 5 foot of 1-inch pipe? So the length of pipe isn't really going to change much. Where it will change is at every elbow, it loses a minuscule amount of head pressure, and then with the height of the pipe, if you're pumping up from the floor to say about 4 foot and to 5 foot, say it'll be a difference of you're pumping 8 sets of 75 and 8 sets of 68. There's an actual calculation you can run through. I can't do it off the top of my head, so I'm just going to give you a guesstimated amount. But with the 5 elbows, if you were at round height, you might take it from 900 gallons per hour down to like 898. It's not really taking off much, so I wouldn't really count on that. If you got a 900 gallon per hour pump, I would just go ahead and say you have a 900 gallon per hour pump on it. As at most, if you're dealing with smaller tanks, you're pumping up 5, 6 foot. It's not really going to have much of an effect on it at all. So I hope that answered your question quite well. Because you could get into the fluid dynamics side of it and actually calculate it all. Then you're dealing with, a couple pages of calculations there, which that's not fun. So someone asking about the ZZ Top deal, if it went south, what happened to the beard? The beard was, getting a little bit ferocious. I, first day of spring, I grow it out for the winter. So first day of spring, I chopped it off. So, you got to kind of refresh yourself a little bit. I didn't cut it off all the way. I cut it down to a 3, and this is where she sits for a while. All right, I'm catching back up in the chat here. Sorry, guys.
All right, brother. Well,
and he's getting off the phone here soon.
Hey, guys, Joey says he's coming down and he's driving his yellow Corvette down. What color is it?
Thought it was red.
He said pink. No, it's red. Oh, you got a Camaro? Bring the Camaro.
All right. Hush it up, guys.
All right, brother. You let me know when you're coming, and I'll tell the crowds. All right, bye.
There we go. So for those of you that I lost the questions in the chat, well, you guys were yelling at Dad. Let's go ahead and repost them. And we'll get back to questions.
I'm trying to get, you are Joey on our stream for everybody.
And Aaron Kazali, $10 says, "This sucks. Bigrich is cheating on us with Joey. What does he have that we don't? LOL. Just getting great job on taking over the show, Josh. Hashtag Team Tracy."
You mean throwing me out of the room?
And the Canadian Perspective says, "After all that, the King on DIY better put out."
He better put out. He said he's coming with his Camaro. He just got an SS, he said.
Nice.
So he's going to bring his Camaro down.
That's a long drive, but it'll be fun.
Not too long, actually.
From Nova Scotia, that's up by Maine, you're talking
10 hours.
No.
10 hours.
No.
Yes. Go ahead and look it up.
You want to bet? You say 10, I say closer to probably 12 plus.
$1 on that.
Sure.
So over 12, you get it. Under 12, I get it.
We'll look up Nova Scotia. And then I'm going to get the closest city on the border.
Yes, the closest city. I got to look at that, too. I don't want the longest city.
So we're up here. City. He's over in Nova Scotia.
There. He's right there where it starts.
Right there. So we'll go to Amherst. That's pretty damn close.
That's real close.
Amherst, Nova Scotia, Canada. We're going to put this in the good old Google Maps. We're going to go from home. And finding best route. Give us just a second here. Holy cow.
What? 18 hours. Holy cow.
18 hours and 24 minutes. Sorry, that's backwards, guys. I'm sorry.
I owe you a book. That's for sure. I'm not even close.
Joey said he left the stream to ask me to send more nudes. Like I haven't sent enough.
Oh, he's so funny.
Andrew Cut coming in with $5 says cheers to Friday with a little wine glass. So here's cheers to do you, Ange.
Cheers to you.
And all that water.
All righty.
Where are we at?
Well, Max Ouija says, any news about the new sand waterfall filter or tank or underwater waterfall?
The sand fall?
Sand waterfall.
You got a little.
You said it on your filter, your video twice. Sand waterfall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see I answered one as you? Someone says, come on, Josh, sand waterfall twice now? And I go, yeah, my daddy's always right. I had to listen to him.
Oh, man.
You didn't see it, obviously.
No. Well, once I reply, so I reply on my personal account. If I reply do a question and I don't get a reply, I most likely don't go back and read it again.
That's funny.
So update on the sandfall. The only thing that we're going to do is put that little piece I was talking about in my video to get the sand to disperse right and get that to run a little bit better. Other than that, we just got to drain it one more time and get the bubble wall flowing on the right side, and then we add fish.
We don't even have to drain it. All I need to do is bring in an air compressor hose from the new DeWalt, and all we got to do is blow air through it, let it fill up with water, blow air through it, let it fill up with water, and it'll clean out them holes. Yeah. And it'd be much easier.
Fish reminds me of her. $2 says, is Joey actually coming to the OFR?
Yes, he is.
Spelled it, a unique way.
Oh.
I
made the same mistake. I go, so Joey, when are you coming? I don't want to tell you what he said, but I meant, when are you coming down to OFR?
So Joey said he's about an hour from Amherst, so if it's 18 hours, he's about 19 hours.
Joey is 19 hours away, brother.
Joey's not a little girl about it. He'll probably make the drive in about 15 hours, pedal.
Dude, that's a 3-hour plane flight. That's so much easier. How about if I let you drive my Camaro?
Megan Bliss says, where can I get a sandfall? Let me make that correction.
Sand waterfall?
That was homemade. So we found a plastic casted waterfall that's made to just go on your porch, and we drilled it out and put a venturi in it that we had here. He actually made it and piped the sand and the water up to the top where the water usually comes out, and that was actually homemade. So you can't actually buy one as far as I'm aware. There was a company probably about maybe 7 years ago that was producing them, and I think they went under. I haven't seen them for sale in a long time.
Did you do that one?
Yeah, I did. I'm
okay.
caught up on that.
Gotcha. I'm still catching up with the message. See, he reads all the super chats. I try and find the most interesting chats, So if it's something that needs addressed, like you need to be told how or what, or you got questions, I'll answer them before, jokes or something. But
Donna Smith says, are you guys on TikTok? Yes, we are. It's Ohio Fish Rescue. We're closing in on 400,000 on TikTok. So
yeah, it's grown relatively super quick. Well, not relatively. I mean, it's grown super quick. And there's a lot of videos over 1 million views.
Yeah.
On our Ohio Fish Rescue on YouTube, we've got one video over 1 million views, and one about to pass that.
Top Branch says, besides Tesla tank, is there any tank you won't put your hand in? I put my hands in Tesla tank all the time. When I need to fix the overflow, he's like, Josh, can you fix the overflow? So I showed this time and time again. If you're in the water with an electric eel, you're not going to get shocked, even if he's, you know, lighting up that sign. It's an unexplained science. I've showed it. I'll show it again.
I still don't believe it.
So it's unexplained how the electric eel can light up that sign with current coming through the water, going through them probes. But I can stick my hand in that water. He can light up that sign, and I will not get shocked.
Have you done it barefoot, standing in the water yet?
Yeah.
No, you haven't. You stopped.
I'll do it again.
No.
I've done it barefoot.
Standing on carpet.
No, on the concrete. This
No.
tank's right in front of concrete.
No, you will get zapped, son.
I'll bet you $1,000.
I'm not going to have you go back there and do it. You hang on to your beliefs. I'll hang on to my beliefs, and my arms do not go into that tank without the rubber gloves. How about that?
John Gotti says, I subscribe to the channel and cannot figure out how to see members only content. How do I get it? So the only way to see members only content, there's a join button on the main page. So for the members only content, that is for the members only who donate the monthly contribution on YouTube. And then there's extra content on there for them.
Yeah, we put out, special videos just for members that the public don't get to see.
Which I've got one that I'm going to go ahead and put out on there. It's about 6 minutes long.
What is it?
And I'm tired of waiting on. I'm just going to post it up there.
See, the problem is we have certain rules to go by. It has to be 10 minutes or longer. Or it has to be no music in the background. We can't put them kind of videos out on our YouTube channel, but we can do it on our members only, and we don't monetize on there. People are already paying monthly services, so we don't monetize those videos, and as long as we're not monetizing, we don't have to go by YouTube's rules. So if we got a video that didn't make it to a video, we'll put it onto that. Or something super funny with music playing in the background, we'll put onto the members, that kind of stuff. Karen Lee says sand waterfalls are for sale. She just Googled it.
Cool.
So search for sand waterfall on the internet, but look up underwater sand waterfall.
To answer your question, John, there's the different brackets. I think the cheapest one is $5 a month, and then it goes all the way up to, I think, 50 or 100 or something like that. That's totally up to you guys, whatever you want to add towards that. Some people wanted to donate more, and YouTube doesn't really give you a slider to pay. You have to make dedicated tiers, and there's
you can join for $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, that kind of stuff. Okay, Mark Gross says Bigrich is just afraid Josh will die and not pay up. That's why I'm not betting you.
So you were asking what this video is, and I'm about to be getting this new phone, and I'm not really transferring anything over from my old phone. Once I get a new phone, I transfer it to a card, so I keep any of the photos that I want, and then the new phone starts fresh. But it is the video that the second half got lost. So you guys get the first half of both me and my dad getting ready for our characters, him dressed up his rod, I won't say nothing more than that, and me dressed up as his wife.
I dressed up as Rod, and it was something else. And Josh got full on blonde hair, a short mini skirt dress, in flower format and everything. And I dressed up as Rodrigo from Predatory Fins. Funny as can be.
For those of you that are saying there's no button to join, AZ Fish Room just posted a link. As soon as you click that, it'll be right towards the top.
Or any one of our videos, it should be right under the video. It'll say join.
Or if you're using a mobile, it's working on my phone, but I have had people that say it doesn't work on their phone, but it worked on their PC. So you can also try that if you like. But I'm gonna get working since he's got the next two videos. I think I might go home and get that video edited and up.
Do you want the videos I've got already?
Thought I had them already.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I do.
The ones with me on my knees and
Yeah, I got.
and this and this
Mm-hmm.
and this. I don't think we videoed that one.
I don't think we did either.
We're gonna have to redress back up. Finish that.
No, just put out what I got for
No,
I ain't getting dressed back up.
you ain't got to. I got to. You got to hand me that thing, and then I gotta, that's got to be the ending of the video. It has to be.
Yeah, but there's nothing else to do it. It's us getting in character.
And trying to stay in character.
Everything else we lost. So
Yeah.
like all the role playing, we had this whole scene laid out, and we were doing all this stuff and shooting the different scenes. Everything out in the fish room of us in character all got lost. We have Johnny Montiel. Didn't say anything, but he donated $5, so thank you. It's awesome. We got Patrick Murray. Welcome to the green team. Glad to have you. And Jim Sheasley, $5 says, "Did you guys get the thermometer I sent you?" Yes, we
Oh, that was for you,
did.
Jim? It came in on that's the two I got.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have those.
Oh, okay, that's what you
Send
need.
those to me.
Jim, they came in with the gift receipt, but no name saying who they come from. So we didn't know who that came from. Yes, we got that. Thank you very much. So our buddy Jim Sheasley sent us a temperature thing. And what we do is we use that on the corner of the pool. And, we can tell how warm the pool is. The problem is, the fish grab the end sometimes and take off, and then they pull the thing underwater if we don't have it tied to the rock right, that type of stuff. Or they bite off the whole end. So we keep going through them, probably 2, sometimes 3 a year. And they're $15, $16 each, so it's a pain. But we got a new one, and thank you, Jim.
So we tried hiding it behind the big planter in the corner of the pond,
Where no fish should
down
be.
in the water, and they still managed to get to it and pull it in and break it, and the thermometer was in the water. I have 2 questions. What would be a good tank size for one pea puffer, and can pea puffers be in a community tank? Yes, they can. And a single pea puffer, you can, I would say a 5 gallon, but I have 10 in it's either a 15 or a 25. So they all live peacefully in there, so they should be just fine. I'm not sure what Joey means. He says we can sense.
Yes,
think,
on
question mark?
every video there is a show more button. It's to see more of the description. In that description is our address if you want to send us things and stuff like that. Some people send us drawings, some people send us pictures, some people send us cookies, whatever.
He said, does it have to be fish related, or can it be, for example, fantasy related?
Oh my God, asking for a friend. He's a nut.
For people that don't know, the drinking word is water. If you haven't read it in the chat.
Water, water, water.
Hayden G, welcome to the green team. Appreciate it, bud.
There was somebody up here too.
Yeah, I got it. That was Patrick
Murray.
yeah.
Okay.
FX Show says, thank you for answering my question I sent on Instagram about moving my fish. Got them in the 125 perfectly. Thanks again. That is no problem.
Awesome.
Yeah, I usually handle all the messages on Instagram. He tries handling all the comments on YouTube, so we're not button pass, and we're dividing and conquering. There's a lot of questions that or messages that fly in that they're just wanting to say hi, or they send it in a video. So I weed through all of that stuff, and I try and accept all the ones with questions, and I try and do my best to help you guys out. King of DIY, welcome to the green team. Glad to have you, bud. Yeah. He said, I'm a member now, kind of a big deal.
Who?
Joey.
He joined?
Yeah.
Oh, yes! Yes! I told Joey.
He really wants to see you in your new costume.
I told Joey, the moment that you either, sign up for our videos or do something like that, I'll know I have made it. Because the King of DIY finally, became a member. He's a member, a paying member. That's even better. I have made it in this business, guys. I can lay down and die now. I have made it. Thank you, Joey. Oh, that's awesome. Steve Poland sent me a thing that, Joey joined his thing as a member. Now I got to send this to Steve Poland that Joey joined as a paying member. Yes. Let me get it on the video.
Excuse him while he's fangirling over here.
Oh, no, it moved on me.
We got John Bubba Johnson says, you need the temperature gauge like Roland Martin uses. You just point at the pool or the water. Yes, we have those. And you use those in, quick applications.
Yes.
But they're not always 100% accurate. They'll get you within a few degrees. But it's just nice to, have a big thermometer gauge sitting there, measuring your water. You can just walk by and say, hey, the pool's at 86 degrees. There's been multiple times we've went by and, the pool what was down in the wintertime, we realized, the heater had kicked off. This was before we had it replaced. And we had to, do stuff with that.
Okay, answer this one, and our mods will put up the links for him.
Hi, Bigrich and Josh. How can Canadians send Josh and Brittany baby items from their registry?
Yes, so if the mods can put up Josh's registry and then the address again to send stuff. Thank you, guys.
Joey said, Rich, laying down and dying is all I ever wanted. Oh, man. All right, thanks AZ for sending that link. We got Jason's Plecos and Cichlids in. Haven't seen you around in a while.
Hey, Jason, how you been, buddy?
All right, so for those that have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We've got another 37 minutes of fun, or you can just sit back and watch, these two fangirl over each other, secret crushes going on here.
Stop it. Do I tell Joey I have an OnlyFans club that he can join?
Spicy content, huh? So we got Brittany Ziblis, $10. Says Happy Fishy Friday, Big Rich and Josh. Loves the video, Josh. Diesel looked like all the baby gifts were for him.
Yeah, he was very excited. He's living his best life.
Yeah, he's a nutcase sometimes. Whenever I come home from work, he's jumping at that door. He has this whine, and he sounds like he's dying until I come in and I say hi. It's crazy.
Guys, if you don't know about it, if you're looking for great plecos and cichlids, you can look up Jason's Plecos and Cichlids. He's a good guy. We've known him for many, many years. Been at my old house before I was even at this house. Has he been here?
Yeah.
Okay, then he's been at both houses.
A couple times.
Yeah, he comes up. He's down by Cincinnati in Kentucky there, but he's real close down there, or he's in Cincinnati.
He's south of Cincinnati,
but it is in
Virginia.
Kentucky.
Yeah,
in Virginia,
Kentucky.
Okay, I was right. Yeah, he does real good though. He's a good guy and has great fish.
All right, Joey. I digress. He said it's called a bromance. And he says I'm peanut butter and jealous is all.
Where's your celebrity to have a bromance with?
What's that called when you're in love with yourself?
You're your own romance?
Yeah, there's a word for it. I can't think of it right now. Ah. As soon as I hear it, I'm
This
like,
is my college-educated son.
I can't get it. I'll remember it one time.
Union, Kentucky is where Jason's at.
Yeah, guys, we're all just having, you know, fun in games here. I'm cracking on them, you know, they crack on me sometime.
All the time, we crack on them.
Narcissist. There we go.
Narcissist,
I just called myself a narcissist. How funny is that? Don't actually.
Well, it's really funny when you have the biggest narcissist on the planet calling in, and you're calling yourself one.
You know, people can always hate, call you whatever you want, but you know what? At the end of the day, we have fun. If people want to call us a narcissist, well, you know, it's fun being a narcissist.
Gravy Davy says Big Rich, a.k.a. White Lavender. That was from Robin Big. Big was the big, huge guy, and his name was White Lavender as a stripper. Okay, so White Lavender and Joey could be mini-me. Wow. How do fish survive under ice? Tracy also says, well, they go dormant, but you got to have one part of the ice open, otherwise bad gases build up. And they kill the fish. So you got to have either an air pump blowing the warm air from the warm water from the bottom, and then up to the top to keep it from freezing, or you got to leave your waterfalls on, leaving a section open, even if it's just around the waterfall and around the drain, or you got to have heaters floating in there. If you let the whole top freeze over, your fish will die. There's deadly gases that build up under the ice, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to have an open section of the ice so that gas can dissipate, and then they go dormant for the winter. And once it gets up to 55 degrees, you stop feeding them, and that's it. They live all winter long just sitting down in the leaves in the bottom or in their caves or something like that. So
Blake Weber says, how do you tell a male from a female flower horn? Well, that's easy. I'm gonna let Joey take this one, and the male flower horns have a huge
lump on their head. That's what it is. A lump on their head. It's spelled K-O-K, okay?
Joey says, so how will it work with Josh? Do I officially adopt him? What will he call me? Pops? Uncle Bad Touch?
Say mommy.
He says, do you guys have a shed I can bring Josh out back up? You ain't got to worry, Joey. I've got my own house. You can move right in here with the big guy.
Listen, I live here alone with Tracy in an 8,500 square foot home, taking care of these fish and ponds and pools and all this stuff all by myself.
Your guys' romance will be just fine. It'll be safe.
Josh has his own big house down the street. Not as big as Dad's, but big.
Nope, not as big, but it gets the job done, all right. Yes, AG Fish Room says a nugal hump.
Yeah, that's the actual, definition of it. Yes.
You can also vent them. One's got a V, the other one doesn't.
You guys think? Really? Josh comes by it naturally? It's in his genes? He's more of a narcissist than I am. Come on.
There's nothing wrong with being proud, all right? For those asking about Hoover, he's sick with COVID, so he'll probably be back in another week or so.
Yeah, he's been quarantining. Fish reminds me of her, says Joey. More drunk Instagram live streams, please. Good stuff.
Well, you're gonna get some when
Joey's
Joey
a
comes
member
here.
He'll be doing drunk. As soon as I figure this out, we'll have Joey on there, and he can be drunk because it's all good. We have a good time. He's funny when he's drunk. Oh my God, is he funny?
I mean, for just one week, we could jump over to StreamYards and not have the green screen background, but it's cooler to have background.
Yeah, and I was actually even thinking of paying for StreamYards, but that's like $35 a month, and then you get the StreamYards logo. You got to go the $70 a month one without the StreamYards
And
logo.
you can't do green screens.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
You pay for it.
No. Well, this is free. Look at how beautiful our background is, and we do such a good, and this is all my work. I built this program up to this, handling this,
Joey said, not to ruin that, but KOK is technically pronounced Coke. Not as fun
Coke.
to say, though.
Right, not as fun to say. Our flower urn has the biggest Coke on the planet. It's not as fun to say.
Fish reminds me of her. $2 says Joey times Big Rich OnlyFins content coming soon. Winky face.
Will be available to the public for a certain price. Oh, your mom's coughing. I got it. There she goes.
Joey said, I don't want to start no drama, but who do you hate most at OFR and why is it Rich?
I've never in my life wanted to beat my wife until now. I'm going to get you, Joey.
Ida Dunner says free StreamYard lets you do green screen.
Yes. But it says, StreamYard across the bottom and all that. All the way up until you're at the $70 a month, thing. And I don't want to pay $70 a month. That's money wasted that I could be spending on our rescue,
BMW Bikes says some sort of wholesaler keeps pushing red snake heads. 1-inch babies they have on sale. Is it legal? They're illegal in the United States. If you're outside the United States, it's legal elsewhere. So I'm not really sure about Canada. I don't know if snakeheads are legal up there or not. We got Brittany Ziblis, another $10 says Joey just needs to play Pony by Genuine and let the bromance.
Oh no. That's the only song on the planet that gets me dancing. Then I'm grabbing my hair and
So we got the Canadian perspective.
Go ahead.
Are you going to post pics on OnlyFans of Joey on your big deck?
When he comes here and hangs out on my big deck. Ida Dunner says, OnlyFans sounds familiar. Why is that? Because OnlyFans is what all these girls go on, and OnlyFans is for fish. It's a little joke thing. There actually is an OnlyFans, and our buddy Charles is now running it. But
there's a couple people who take that name.
Yeah,
there's probably about 20 or 30. John Kilpatrick says it's not about the size of the pump, it's how he hits the food.
Right. Well, ours can be dumber than dirt because he's got a huge hump.
Joey said Brittany Ziblis is OFR sugar mama. Joey, you be nice now, all right? What's the best size tank for a fire eel? So max size fire eels can get up to 30 inches easily. So
quickly too.
300
years,
I would say for fire eel would be great.
Mm-hmm. These guys are asking for a live stream at the fire pit with the koi pond. Now we can do that, but it ain't going to have all the fancies. You're not going to have the fancy background. You're not going to have the special mics and all that. You're just going to have the headsets to our phones basically, and we're going to all dial in. It's not as good, but we can do that.
Tell you what, if you're worried about the $70, I'll pay the $70 so you can use StreamYards for a month and have Joey and a couple of other guests on. You just plan them out. You'll have your green screen. You don't have no watermark, and I'll pay for it for you.
You're going to get me hooked for a month and then pull the money.
Do your live streams and get on with it.
He said, get out.
Well, you know that's what Joey was planning to tell me once he moved in here. Get out, you know. Stephen Bundleluck, thanks. He says, I guess you guys missed the request before. I absolutely did. But happy birthday to Carrie in Northern Ireland.
Aw. We missed something from Steven. He's our buddy.
No, he's just bringing it up. There's someone, Carrie, said happy birthday. So, happy birthday to Carrie. And you had a shout out you were telling me about.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me go on here and look under this. And go under here. Go under here. No, it would be from our friend Helen. She says, Charlie Gray Collins is a real big fan of yours and watches all your videos all the time. It's her birthday on the 29th of March, and I was wondering if you could possibly give her a shout out on Fishy Friday and wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Her name again was Charlie Gray Collins. And it would really make her day. She's always doing things for everyone else, and I just wanted to do something nice for her. Also, I can say thank you for saying hi to our 5-year-old daughter. Let me go to the next one. This one. Naya Lily, that was the one. Remember we wanted to say hi to Naya Lily that time? She's 5 years old, and I couldn't remember the name. I was saying something Lily, you know, but it was Naya Lily. And hi, Naya. And you're fantastic, and also hope Josh liked the denim rainbow romper we sent.
That was cute. Yes, we did.
Cute,
Thank
very
you.
cute. Yes, we got the best fans. You know, I just love our fans.
We've got Karen Lee asking.
Thank you for reminding me that.
Karen Lee asking about the giraffe catfish. So they are great for doing cleanup on gravel. They get about 3 foot. They are from Africa.
But don't get no fleckos. Get a baby giraffe cat, you know, and let him grow. And when he gets 10 inches, give him to Ohio Fish Rescue and get you another little one. Because they are the best. You don't even have to clean your gravel. They suck up gravel and spit the gravel out their gills and eat everything off of it. They are a substrate cleaner. They are awesome. I want 2 or 3 in every one of our tanks. We love these fish. They do get big, but in a long time. They grow slow. So you can have them for a couple of years, you know, 3 inches, and then he'll grow up to a foot in like 2 years, maybe 3 years. And, you know, then you can give them to OFR and buy another baby.
So we got Sue Ann. She wanted to say happy 10th birthday to her granddaughter, Sophie. She loves watching OFR. So happy birthday, Sophie. Jinx. And hell with it. While I'm at it, a shout out for Mr. Biscuits.
Why? What's Mr. Biscuits?
Paul Carr says, Josh, a shout out for Mr. Biscuits would be great.
There you go. Hi, Mr. Biscuits.
All right, let me go back to where I was. Just got that.
Oh my God.
Joey's stirring the pot, saying Brittany's in Joey's DMs.
Uh-oh. The King of DIY says, Rich reads so cute. I want him to read me bedtime stories. Oh, how funny.
But Felipe says about the background, edit Bigrich out. I'll have him make a new one for next week.
Brittany, you have a husband. Leave poor Joey alone.
And Fish reminds me of her, says Joey already has a baddie. I'm talking about Big Rich. These comments are getting, you know,
kind of dicey.
All right.
Oh my God. Obviously, OBG Foster said something, because King of DIY says, no matter how long you wait, 3 inches can't be 12 inches in my experience. King of DIY says, OBG Foster, Tamara, which is his girlfriend, says size doesn't matter. Well, that's what all girls tell their small boyfriends.
Jeff Bates in the chat finally joined us. Like I told you guys earlier,
What's
he's the
up,
one
Jeff?
who got me the shirt, you know. It was a dig at my team, but I'll wear it proudly.
Proudly,
again,
because
Jeff.
that's what they've been doing. You can't deny it. We're still building. Wait till next year.
To tell you though, that Super Bowl's coming.
Oh my god.
All right, let me get back to
Oh,
this chat
King of
here.
DIY says, I'm out, gentlemen. Got to take Tamara out to eat. She's so needy. Like, she has to eat every day, I guess.
Enjoy,
Poor
guys.
Tamara. Take care. Have a good evening, guys. Bye, Tamara. Bye, Joey.
People are asking.
Or is it Tamara? Tamara or Tamara?
It's Tamara.
Okay.
People are asking how we feel about Watson and what he's doing with Baker Mayfield. I like Watson as a quarterback. I don't care about all the drama in the news and whatnot. I can do without that. But Mayfield, I think we're gonna end up eating the 19 million and just releasing the guy, because it doesn't look like we're trading him away. So we'd rather pay and get him off our team than sit on him, because I don't think he'll come to practice or nothing like that.
It's a sad situation.
How is Schwarzenegger doing?
He's actually doing really good. I mean,
So sorry guys, he's kind of down in the dumps about his girlfriend leaving the chat.
Stop it. Schwarzenegger, he's been doing so good. He's been here for 23 years, 22.
Something like that.
And he's done great. And now he's an old man, and we relate to him as a 99-year-old man with crutches, you know what I'm saying, or a walking stick or something, because he's like, I don't know, 8 years past his life expectancy. But, he's still hanging in there. He's still doing good. I know that it's going to be soon. In the next 5 years, he's going to pass. And it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, because he was there from the start. He'd been here with us for 23 years now.
Oh, Fish Fam links. The StreamYard's only $20 a month. No brand.
There was something up at the next level that I needed. So it was going to be like $70 a month.
I will look.
It was $69 a month, and I needed that level to replace what I have now, and then add the calling in effects type things. So, I think it was $69 a month to be able to have callers call in and still keep your green screen. Because once a caller calls in, now you've got two different pictures, But if I wanted to keep my green screen, it was $70 a month or something like that. I forget what it was.
Where was I at?
Oh my God. The message is the King of DIY.
Okay, back to it. Any advice to have?
Yeah, this whole we have a sophisticated show. We answer and help people out there, and it turned into a shit show with Joey Cave. We got all these crazy things going on.
Any advice to have tinfoils leave more food for the biters? The biters get some, but all you can do is feed more. The tinfoils are going to eat what they want.
You can go back to the original rule. Feed your fish as much as they need, and keep feeding them until their food on the bottom is still there almost 5 minutes later. When that food on the bottom is gone within 5 minutes, you're feeding the correct amount. You don't want a bunch of food sitting on the bottom a half hour later, and you don't want no food on the bottom. So keep feeding your fish until there's enough food sitting on the bottom that disappears within 5 minutes, and that's the correct amount of food to feed your fish every day.
One last thing about football, and I'm done here. There's speculations Tom Brady's going to get a trade, and Baker Mayfield might even end up at the Bucks. Maybe. We'll see.
Keith Connor said, or Keith, did I say? O'Connor says you should go on Joey's show one night. If somebody can go on there and go on to Facebook, I have a pinned post of us on Joey's show, and then put that copy here. That link here, copy that link here. I appreciate it, mods. Thank you. We were on Joey's show, and we're like the second highest show out there with him. if I can get more people to watch it, we can pass Rachel O'Leary's show with him and be the top most show he's had. So I would love that to happen. So get on there and watch the Joey show. It's actually I have, let me show you this here. I have the thing from it. It's right here. Nope, that was that one. This one right here. Ohio Fish Rescue on the DIY Joey show. I don't remember the episode, but our mods are on that right now and getting it. But yes, go and watch that. That is a great, it talks all about Tracy. It's a great like hour show. And you know, it's a really good show. Okay. What does that say? Shalala Harrison says, what do you guys do with beloved fish after they pass? Well, we bury them in the backyard.
They will return to the earth.
Right. Why don't we have axolotls from Donna Smith? Because it's another fish that takes a single tank that we don't have spare tanks to share for single fish in this tank, single fish in that tank, single fish in this tank, single fish in this tank. We have an exotic amount of crazy fish together in our community tanks trying to raise these fish because we have to separate by size. Now, if we had to separate by fish too, we would need 10 times more tanks and, 10 times more work. So that's why we don't have piranhas. That's a species tank. We don't have axolotls, species tank, We don't have normal Oscars, species tank. We get rid of them as soon as they come in. We've gotten rid of and found homes for many of them.
Leo Lamar says, I have a question. My Oscar beats up and kills any fish I put in the tank. How do I calm his rampage?
Put him in a bigger tank. Period.
Yeah.
Feed him more and put him in a bigger tank. I wouldn't normally answer this, but this is the father of your wife. Hello?
You want to step back out the room again?
Can I help you?
Let me get some.
Well, maybe he butt dialed me.
Do you have a pike? We do not have a pike right now. We have pike cichlids, but we do not have a northern pike or a muskie. Jeff Beatty, $10 says, I have a chance to rescue 2 5-year-old Oscars. Would a 120 tank be big enough for 2 Oscars and a 10-inch pleco? Yes, it would. It would be just fine. They would live in that tank and be quite happy, honestly.
I love these when I get friend requests and there's like 127 mutual friends. Of course I'll accept you.
Let's get some last minute questions in the chat. I know I skipped over some. Just keep repeating them. I will get to them. How much giraffe catfish do you have? We just had the one. We don't have none growing out. But they are awesome.
I would like to talk on this for a moment. We get so many videos uploaded to OFR, and it's from all these different rescues. And I have nothing against rescues. Trust me, I don't. But I cannot have you on my page saying, I'm a rescue, I do this, I do that. Because then it seems like we're backing you. So you cannot be on our page, so I decline it. Please, guys, don't get mad. Keep working hard. I will keep watching you. When you get to where I think, okay, they're doing really good in the situation, I want to back them, I will back you. And then you can advertise on our page all you want. The problem is somebody gets a 125 and they say, I'm a rescue, and then they want to advertise on OFR. I can't have that. We're not backing anybody unless I agree to it first. So if you post on there, like we get a lot of people saying, oh, hey, I've got ponds, I've got tanks, and we're rescuing fish. They don't even say their name. I can't let that through because we're not backing this person. My backing comes with a great responsibility. What we do, we have gone without, we have helped out hundreds and thousands of people. And so my backing comes at a cost, and you can't just advertise on my site, on my webpage, or my Facebook forum, because then it looks like we're backing you. So your best thing to do is email me, text me, message me some way or another, and say, I would like to be backed by you. And then I will join your group or whatever, and I will watch you, and I will see if you're doing good or if you're just some guy that, hey, I got a 55-gallon tank. I'm now a rescue. I want free fish. Please let me fill my fish tank up, Or you're like, a lot of these rescues are reselling fish. Well, to me, I'm sorry, and this is going to hit a lot of people hard. But if you're taking in fish for the purpose of reselling them, you're not helping. All you are is a pet store that now you have schemed the situation to where you're getting free stock to sell. And pet stores have to buy their stock to sell. So I can't have people, rescues that are selling their fish. And there are bunches out there, trust me. Or they don't tell you they're selling them, and then they're selling them on their, Craigslist near their town, whatever. I got to watch all this. It's crazy. We will back many different rescues, and we do. We have. And we have stopped backing rescues because they have changed the format on us and stuff like that. So, thank you. So, if you guys are a rescue, here's the thing. Don't mention that you're a rescue. If you want to jump on, hey, I have 4 peacock bass, and I can't house them no more, and you want to get them, don't say I'm a rescue and I take these fish in. Say, where are you located or whatever? I'd like to come get them. And then I can't delete you from my page because you're not saying you're a rescue. But if you say, oh, I've got ponds and I've got tanks and I rescue fish all the time, I can't have you on there unless I agree to back you first, So please work within them rules. I'm sorry. All right, what's next, Josh? Is Matt's Monster Fish ever going to come back from Joey? Can't read that. Islis?
Yeah.
Islis. Okay. I don't think so. Matt was all into it and heavy duty and everything was, going good. But once he, sold us his fish tank so he can buy his car, we thought it was the situation he was in. Now he's all into, raising his kid and going to which is nothing wrong with it. He's just got different perspective now. He's going to all his kids' games. He's doing family stuff, that kind of stuff. I don't see him as coming back anytime soon because we've tried and tried and tried to get him back into it. So I'm at the point where I don't think he's coming back. I wish he would. He's a great friend of ours, but maybe he's, life took over and he's got things to do. I don't know.
Blake Weber says, why am I addicted to your channel? I don't know. That's a great question, but
because you love soap operas and we're one of the best soap operas around. You just got to find out what happens tomorrow, right?
Fisherman Dano says, hey guys, I have a cichlid with gill plate sticking out on one side more than the other. Could that be flukes or parasites? It could be a parasite, cannot be a fluke. Usually with flukes, they're keeping their gill closed and not breathing out of it. But it potentially could be a parasite. It could be, just a deformity.
An injury.
Yeah.
It could be they banged it on something and it hurts them to close it. Time will tell. And if time don't get better, you can start doing medications and stuff like that. Blake Weber says, preach it, Rich. What's going on?
What's the longest you've had to drive for a rescue?
That would have to be California twice in 1 month. Straight there, straight back, no sleeping in between. We went the first time, and it was 34 hours there, 34 hours back, and then it was so many hours there, and it came out to 72 hours. I made it back home. And you can tell by the videos, because the first video, I think it was 4 videos. First video, I'm like, hey guys, how you doing? We're heading to California. It's awesome. Second video is like, hey guys, how you doing? We're going to California still. We're passing through this. It's something. The third video was like, all right, we picked up the fish. We're on our way home. Oh my God. I need to sleep, guys. And then the fourth video was even worse. It started off with like, okay, I've been hallucinating for the last couple of hours. I'm seeing things with the snow coming at me and stuff, and I actually nailed the brakes and jerked out of the way and stuff like that. I saw things that weren't there. It was bad. And then 2 weeks later, I had to go back to California. So I'm like, I'm never going through that again. I am going to give us an extra 12 hours. We're going to get a hotel room and sleep there, and then we'll come back. Well, on the way there, we broke down. And then it took 12 hours to fix the truck. And the whole time, me and Tracy, we don't have a hotel room. We're sitting at the repair shop, walking around, sitting on, benches and stuff. And, it was horrible. And it was in the middle of the night. We waited till the truck got fixed, and then we left. And we got to California at 7 a.m., right when the shop was opening. And then we had to fill the truck up. And then they filled the truck up, and then we come home. And then we had all kinds of problems on the way home trying to keep the ammonia levels low and stuff because the fish were peeing in the water and stuff. And, McDonald's helped us out. A couple pet stores helped us out. And we did water changes. I got back home. It was 92 hours I had been awake. It was horrible. I got out of the truck at, 2:30 in the morning in our driveway. Josh met us there. Or he came out from inside. He was still living here then. And I go to get out of my truck. And I forgot that I had ran 2 inverters under the hood in the front with 50-foot extension cords going all the way down, taped down to the side of the box, running all the heaters and pumps and filters that we had in the back of the truck. So I get out of my truck, and my feet hook these 2 bars extension cords at the top step. Now I'm driving an F650. It's about 4 foot is the top step off the ground. So I go to put my foot out to get the next step, and neither of my feet are moving. And I start falling forward. So on the way down, all I could think about is, you're tough, Rich. You can handle this. Put your arms out. It's like a push-up. And I'm going to hit the ground, I knew I was hitting the ground, but my feet were 4 foot up from the ground. So I turned over, and then I fell an extra 4 foot like this. When I hit the ground, my right arm completely gave out, and I rolled right. Josh comes running over. Dad, are you all right? I'm like, I'm fine. I just can't move my right arm. And so they had to take me straight to the hospital. I wasn't there for unloading the truck or none of that. They take me to the hospital, and here I had ripped off all 7 of my tendons off of my shoulder. So they had to sew them back together, and I went in for surgery and all that kind of stuff. And, I was like, guys, you don't even need anesthetic. I'm going to sleep. So 92 hours is my record for being awake. Maybe 93 because it took an hour to get to the hospital and stuff.
So, last question of the night. Leo Lamar says, it's a good size tank for an Oscar. Didn't know the Pet Smart told me that 3 Oscars could live in a 55. I'll say a 125 would be ideal for 3 Oscars.
As they grow to be mature, they're going to want their own little spot, and they're going to move all the gravel and make a nest. And if anybody comes near that, they'll try and kill it. So in a 125, you've got some length. As they're younger, though, you don't need that big, but you definitely need to think about as they're full grown. They will nest, and they will protect their nest, and they will try and kill other fish. That's why Josh is saying at least the 125.
All righty. With that being said, that's going to conclude our live stream for tonight. It was a blast hanging with you guys.
We've had laughs. A fun time tonight. Thank you, guys.
So we will definitely catch you next week on another Stay Fishy Friday.
And look, I've only drank a drink and a half. I've still got Tracy to take care of the rest of the night. I've got a drink and a half left of my 3-drink normal. I did good this week. I didn't drink very much. And now the rest of the night, I got to watch Tracy, take care of her. So it's off to the drinking water for me. And, we will be back next Friday. It's always a fun time with you guys. Thank you. And until next time, stay fishy, my friend. Love you guys.